Hello, habari, Wendy Water here, and right now I'm in Samburu, Kenya. So in this video, I wanted to answer one of the questions that I get asked very often, and that is, how can one get free or cheap accommodation when traveling around Kenya? Which, if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I get to do a lot. And thing is, I don't always end up spending a lot of money, when I'm traveling. So I want to share some of those tips and tricks with you so that you can also go out and explore your surroundings. So first, number one is through the Workaway website. So last year, I went and lived in Mike's camp in Kiwayu Island. I was there for about 1 month and I used the Workaway website. So Workaway is essentially a site that allows you to trade whatever skills or services that you have to offer in return for free food or accommodation. So for instance, I was able to offer my skills in social media marketing, in photography. I helped with hosting the guests, and the place is a hub for people who are into water sports and sport fishing and things like that. So I was able to set up trips, to go explore other islands in the archipelago. I was able to immerse myself in some of the experiences and went out deep sea fishing and snorkeling and scuba diving and things like that, which was a lot of fun. And the good thing about Workaway is you can trade whatever skills you have, whether that means you're a yoga instructor or a teacher or you're a doctor or whatever skills you have, you can find a place on the platform that requires those very skills, whether that's like a hospital or whether you're required to build a school or to work at a hotel. Literally just sign up, and I think it's about 2,000 Kenya shillings to sign up for a year, and it's cheaper if you sign up for 2. This is not sponsored, by the way. I've literally just used this as a means to get free accommodation. And consider this, to stay at Mike's camp in Kiwayu for 1 night is 20,000, no, it's actually 25,000 Kenya shillings. You would not have been able to afford to stay there at those prices for 1 month on full board and doing the activities I was doing as well. I just wouldn't have been able to afford it. So through Workaway, you can be able to travel on a budget and explore the world, work your way around, and ease up on your budget as well. So number 2 is through Couchsurfing. Now, Couchsurfing is a platform that lets you sleep on people's couches basically when you travel, and you get to do this for free. I personally haven't done this I haven't used Couchsurfing to sleep on people's houses, although I'm heading to Mombasa. I'm heading to Tanzania in February, and I'm hoping to try it for the first time. But I have hosted people who were using the Couchsurfing platform to come and travel around Kenya. Now, one thing to remember is just to be a good guest, and things to always consider is be safe, look for people who have reviews on the website, and just look out for yourself. And the advantage as well is you already have someone. If your host has time and is friendly enough, then you already have someone who can help you navigate maybe whatever culture shock you might experience in the town you're visiting. Will give you recommendations of things to do and things to check out, yeah. Hey, morning. So I actually didn't come back to finish this video yesterday, but I'm here now this morning, so let's get on with it. So another way is through house swapping. Now, house swapping is a website. There's several websites that can let you do this. Is if you have a friend or know someone or find someone on the site that lives in another town that you want to visit, then you can go and stay in their house, and then they come stay in yours, and you guys get to experience both places for free. Or alternatively, someone lets you look after their house when they travel, and then in that way you're able to live there rent free for a while, but you pay bills, buy your own food. If there's a cleaner coming, then you pay them, electricity, things like that. And again, just always be a good guest. So I've actually tried this, but that was within Nairobi. Gee, it's a little harder to get into this morning. Shit. Anyway, let's get on with it. Another way is through using hostels. Hostels are some of the cheapest means of accommodation you can get when you travel. And in Kenya, particularly at the Kenyan coast, you don't always have to head out to hotels. Hostels are a lot cheaper. And when you go there, you already have people who are, you already have your tribe. People who are interested in the same things that you are in. You can meet people from all over the world. So a good example is distant relatives in Kilifi. I have a video on this on my channel. So I went there last year with my friend Jackie, and they have different options for accommodation. You can stay in a private banda if you want, and then depending on your budget, if you want to spend less money, then you can stay in the shared dorms, or I met this guy who was staying in a tent by the beach, and he was paying 300 Kenya shillings per day to stay there. That's $3 to stay on a prime seafront location. That's unheard of, And sometimes it's even cheaper if you bring your own tent to some of these places. Like generally, even if you want to go on safari or visit Nairobi, some places in Nairobi, I mean, there are campsites all over, so that's a way to cut costs as well. And then another advantage of staying at hostels is distant relatives, for instance, they had a kitchen, so you could go to the local markets and buy, fruits and vegetables and come and prepare your own meals. So you're able to control not only your diet, but also control the amount of money you're spending on food, because food is usually one of the big expenditures when you travel. And finally, shit, what is the last one? Hey, morning. I'm just filming a video. Yeah, Airbnb. Gee, how could I forget this? Like, that's one of the cheapest ways to find accommodation in places within your budget. Like, it would probably be cheaper to stay at a nice villa by the beach than to book a hotel of the same caliber. I don't know if that makes sense. But for instance, just in December, we went out to Mombasa, to Likoni actually. I've never actually crossed with the ferry and gone to Likoni. Usually it's either Mombasa or going straight on to Diani. But yes, we were able to get this really nice villa by the beach. And that's another thing, like when you travel and you have a bunch of friends with you, then you can just get like this really big beautiful place and then split the cost. Travel doesn't always have to be like this grand, grand affair. It doesn't have to be very grand or expensive. You can manage your costs, share the costs if you have friends, although I'll admit planning group trips is usually very hard. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, connect on Instagram if you're on there, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. I need coffee.